Hi guys, this is Jaro Muller's new model, the EGIDA. It's an amazing F3J model. It was released back early this summer, and I took the prototype to the nationals and to the team selections, and it was the most successful release we've had for a model. I won both Unlimited in the nationals, F3J in the nationals, and then also won the team selections. And I greatly attribute that to the new design, the EGIDA. There's some real cool, neat factors with the EGIDA that Jaro's doing. A lot of it's coming from his amazing design abilities. Some cool things are the new layup. It has a D-box layup, glass in the trailing edge, and then when it comes to the surfaces, it's got a D-box in the surface as well with a glass trailing edge. And if you come in close to the trailing edge, I can show you there's almost no flex in there, and I'm flexing it pretty hard right now. It's an amazingly stiff surface, and the way he's able to do that, he's molding the surface on the outside of the wing molds, and then also it's a live hinge down here, so it has the wiper as a full D-box in the aileron, which makes it an incredibly stiff surface. And then he did this with the RL, but the RL had a tape hinge. So now what he's doing is he's molding in the bottom surface of the flap and aileron, and then putting the top surface in with the top wing mold. So it's a live hinge in there, you don't have to deal with the tape anymore, and it's very stiff. And if you look at real close, there's almost no gap between the aileron and the surface, and that's because he's able to do it with all CNC molds instead of cutting it out and then molding in a wiper afterwards. The drive system is what's noticeably new and improved with this design. Both servos mount in the first 5 inches of the root of the wing, and it's an all-internal drive system. The aileron drive system goes all the way out the leading edge and hooks up to an internal push rod right here, and you can just see where it hooks up right there, and there's nothing external. It provides an extremely tight surface. There's almost no slop in it. The only slop that's in there is coming directly from the servo. So that's real good when it comes to flutter. So you have really stiff ailerons and flaps, and then no slop in it, so it won't flutter at all. And then also a very stiff wing. With the layup he's doing, he's able to make an extremely thin airfoil, high aspect ratio, and make it really strong so it won't flutter on you. The V-tail on it is 2-piece removable, but what he's done is he's made it so you can just screw bolts in here and then remove it, so it's real easy to remove. There's no ball links back here like other V-tails. You just slide the V-tail on, and if you get a close shot in here, you can see that there's just a little metal rod at the end of the ball, or under the clevis, and it just goes right in there and hooks up real easily when you slide it on. And then just 2 screws in here. I don't have them in there right now, so you can see the hole goes into the joiner right here, and it's solid in there, easily remove, and you don't have to mess with ball links. Some of the cool flight characteristics of this: it's got a very thin airfoil, so it's 62 ounces and can move around better than almost every other plane, and then has a really low sink rate. So it has a great L over D. It's a very user-friendly design. It has a lot of extra dehedral in it, which makes it really easy to turn. These tipped-up tips at the end are very interesting. We weren't sure about them when they first came out, but once we flew it, we knew the advantage of it. What it allows you to do is, in a turn, because there's extra dehedral there, it sort of just locks in at a higher angle than the other planes do, so it takes very little opposite ailerons in the turn. And what's interesting, this actually has a little bit higher wing loading than some of the 60-ounce 4-meter models, but as soon as you get it in a little bubble of lift, it outperforms the 60-ounce 4-meter models because it's using less, it's having less drag because there's less aileron in there, and it's needing less input, which is a huge advantage because it allows you to still move around the thermals and then out climb them. It was really cool. In the team selections, I was running about 7 ounces of weight, in 20 mile per hour winds, and I was out moving it pretty much every plane and out climbing every plane. So it was a huge advantage for me in the team selections, and I don't think I would have gotten the results I did without that, without this plane. Another cool improvement, he made the flaps much bigger, so it slows down nicely for landing. The V-tail control for landing is extremely high. He has a higher angle, it's close to 90 degrees on the V-tail, which gives you more rudder input, and then it's very big V-tail, so you get a lot of elevator. And what I found interesting is I actually have more rudder and more elevator control than I did with my Crosstail or Spotter RL, which makes spot landings real accurate and real nice. As far as skill level for this plane, it's just a super user-friendly design, more user-friendly than we expected. The RL had some weird tweaks that made it sort of hard to fly, but this one, pretty much everybody can fly it and get good results with it. We gave it to our employee Alex, who is very new at flying sailplanes, and it was his first $2,000 airplane that he flew, so he was a little bit nervous. And right away he picked up on the thermal 50 feet off the ground and inspected out. So that says a lot about its user friendliness. With the RL that wouldn't have been possible. So it's a big breakthrough for Jaro. It's a design that's outperforming everything, and it's also user friendly enough for the average Joe to fly it. But yeah, check out skipmillermodels.com and we can get one on order for you.